Hello, hello, hey, this is okay. And today I am coloring on the comic Tales from the Crypt Keeper 16. This is the Mansion of Many Mistakes. And we're down here. I think we were inking last time we were live. And now we are coloring. You can see I've done most of the coloring up here on this first couple panels in the top half. And now we're on the bottom half. So appropriate. Now, you see, I've sort of gotten some reference images to go off of for this coloring. This is my main reference that I'm using. I liked the colors in this. I like basically the whole color palette. So I was trying to emulate it. It does seem a little bit intense, so I've played down the leaves a little bit. I believe the yellow and the greens in these leaves have been amped up a little bit, maybe a little too much to be believable. It sure looks like the saturation has been, manipulated. But I like the look, so that's what we're going with. That's what we're aiming for, and we're going to start off by doing skin tones, I guess. And again, this is Tales from the Crypt Keeper 16. Pre-order is going to be out this weekend. We are approaching the end of July, and I've actually got all the pages colored except for this last little half of the page. So we've got 8 pages ready to go, and you know what? I'm going to use this one. I don't know what this 80 point brush is, but you'll see me use it a lot. And I've noticed there have been some really cool new texture packets going around with social media, the True Grit texture, and I think I'm going to end up getting some of those, especially the rusty nib. That looks pretty appetizing to me, where it just gives you a bunch of new brushes. I've built some brushes, and it's always nice to have someone who has done a good job with the brushes give them away. But it's been a while since I've seen people giving away brushes. Those seem to be valuable now. So yeah, they're kind of expensive, so I might try one pack and then see how that goes. But yeah, Tales from the Crypt Keeper 16, Mansion of Many Mistakes. This is our main character, and I don't know if we have a name for her, but her side character is Jackie, and she's on the phone with her mom here. And I need to probably pull up my chat to see if anybody pops on with a question, but there's going to be 8 pages in pre-order, and I'm thinking there's probably going to be probably 17 or 18 pages total in this comic. Here we go. Just shade that down a little bit. I went to Costco today, grabbed some groceries, and I grabbed one of their rotisserie chickens because they've redesigned the packaging on those rotisserie chickens. And I stopped getting the rotisserie chickens after like my second or third one because they're just kind of weird. They have a weird, like, uncooked look to them, and they definitely taste a little gooey too. It's it's so gross. I was gonna give it another shot now that they've put them in different packaging, but those things are not even worth $5. Those are so nasty. We'll get Publix chicken. They've got the really good rotisserie chicken and really good fried chicken, but I would stay away from Costco chicken. Ugh. Also went to Walmart. Had a funny interaction with a woman in a wheelchair, one of those electric wheelchairs. It was in the self-checkout lane, and I'm doing my self-checkout, and I was actually buying a large, like, I don't know, like a 12-foot palm tree in Walmart, and I went to the assisted lane first, where they actually help you bag your stuff. And I was waiting in line for that, and there was only like one person in front of me, and the other person was finishing up, but they haven't paid in cash. I guess that's why you go to the assist lane, is if you know you're going to take forever. But yeah, these people took like 5 minutes. And I was watching other people in like the self-checkout lanes, like even though they were busy, people who walked up and were in line, I was seeing them like walk out. So I was like, you know what, I'm done. So yeah, it was taking too long. So we went over to the self-checkout lane with this giant palm tree, maneuvering the palm tree around Walmart. And then, the wheelchair lady was like, I can't get out. It was like clearly enough room for her to get out. I don't know. She's not very adept at driving her, driving her wheelchair. But yeah, that was funny because as she's trying to maneuver, I'm like pulling this giant palm tree. Like clearly she has enough room to get out, but I'm like pulling the cart like across the floor. Like I can't do anything besides like tug on the cart against the wheels and everything, because there's just no way. And then she wants to talk to me, and she's like, what kind of a palm tree is that? And no, she's like, what kind of a tree is that? I was like, it's a palm tree. And she's like, well, I know that. And I was like, and then she's like, is it a walnut tree, a palm tree? I mean, no, a walnut tree, a maple tree, some other type of, like, it was like, those aren't even palm trees. Like, I don't know. She was like, it cracked me up because it's like, I know it's a palm tree. What type of palm tree? Is it an oak palm tree? A maple palm tree? But anyway, I've been like really crushing on Kit Boga YouTube videos lately. I love his videos. Like, he is a master prankster, and it is so funny to watch those. I'll watch those for hours. But yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me of, like when Kit Boga pretends to be an old person. Like, oh my gosh. Let's see. I'm gonna use I'm gonna pull directly from her hair color up here. Make sure, because I tend to go, when I get the yellow, when I get a darker yellow, I tend to go a little more orange. I find like a darker shade of yellow always makes it look very flat. So using that color, the hue change to give it some life. All right, now we need to kind of add a little bit of shadow. I'm trying to make her look really awkward over here. Like, she's not very good at this. So in the next panel, she's struggling even more. All right, so there we go. We got her hair done. Next, I guess we need to do her skirt. Got the darkness on the skirt going. And after that, I guess we can do some highlights. We'll go a little bit blue, like it's reflecting the sky. There we go. And let's try to get a little bit more shine to that. You'll see this this sign down here. I sort of ran out of creative ideas for what to call this thing, so I'm just trying to accurately describe what it is. You know, like the Mitch Hedberg thing where he's like, the Kitchen Appliance Naming Institute. What does it do? Add an ER to it. That is a toaster. What do you call that? That's what Oh man, what? Ah, dude, I forgot the juice of that joke. What is it? But yeah, this house is assisted by a super intelligent home helper system, and I guess that's like the easiest way to describe it. You should kind of know exactly what that's going to do. All right, let's move on to some of the fun leaves. All right, so we want it to feel like it's a fall, like there's definitely color in the air, magic color in the air. There we go. I've got these brushes down here that have been very helpful. I've got this one that I was using for the bushes, and this one was more for the leaves in the air. I'm gonna go pretty small, and first, I think I did a few of these. Yeah, I did those on different layers because it always helps. You can always do like a gradation in the background. If you're gonna do it all on the same layer, I would suggest doing the gradation in the background first, and it really is just pretty much a very light gray. You want to give it sort of a feeling of daytime, but kind of like a cloudy overcast. There we are, which is definitely what it is outside right now. It's very hot. Like, I live in Florida. You step outside and like, you definitely. I've been taking like 3 showers a day just to stay clean. It is hot and humid. That's what it is. Humid. All right, so we'll do some darker leaves, and do some smaller ones up there. And I probably need to come in and do a foreground leaf. And so we're going to do some like neighborhood trees back there. We'll just do some lime green. We'll try that first. In fact, we probably need to go darker than that. And smaller. That is way too big of a brush there. It's probably just going to be like, probably don't even need the leaf brush. Probably just be like textures back there. And we'll go like kind of like a dirty brown for under the tree. And this will be where we need to get that texture looking pretty accurate, so we get the base of the tree down there. That line is fairly important, I would think. So we're gonna go there. I should probably get like more brown. It's a very dark brown, too dark. We want a little bit of color back there. There we go. Now, let's see. I believe there's probably a foreground tree that's got some color to it. So let's go with definitely like a strong orange. And we'll go on. We did all that on one layer over here. So now we can go on a new layer. And this will definitely be like out in front of the house. And I'm sort of going to try using like a dark orange brown first, and then we'll go in with lighter colors, and we'll also be adding the branches. Go a little bit smaller. I want to make this look like it's in front of the house, pretty far in front of the house. Want it to have form, but not so much form that it looks like you can make out leaves from all the way back here. Just needs to be like pretty much speckles. Okay, let's go with the bright yellow. Pretty much this golden yellow. This picking out some of the same colors is going to help tie in the helps the whole comic page feel like it's part of the same page, and it helps with continuity, I think. So that's what we're doing here, trying to pull some of the same colors. All right, and let's go with a green over here. I think we don't want too much sky showing. If we have too much sky showing, it'll sort of kill the vibe we're going for. I want it to be very secluded back here. Let's go with dark, but also want I don't know. I might undo that. It's not looking right. I'm wondering if we should try the branches first and see what's happening here. I'm using this 100 brush. I'll go a little bit smaller, and we'll get kind of like a grayish brown here. It does a really nice job of like sporadic lines over here. So you see some popping through, some parts of the line sort of fade out. Alright, and I guess we could try doing a little bit of a warm white. Let's look at that. Let's pull some more colors from that reference photo, because definitely like that. What is that? That is like a pure white. Okay, let's go with like a little bit of a pink. This might end up being kind of strange. I'm going to try it on a new layer. That'll make it easier to undo in case. Actually, yeah, I like that. Suddenly it feels like it's magical or something. Alright. I've got pink in other pages too, so this might help sort of pull this into the next part of the comic. It'll help it all feel related. Alright, so now we can use that green to give the bushes some texture. We're also going to try to make it have some value difference. There we go. I'll just do it pretty quick right there. It's a little dark, so there we go. Don't want it to feel like it's at nighttime, so we're gonna have to go a little bit lighter. I should probably just do that same color green, but low opacity. There we go. Now let's do the bushes up here. This is a very modern house. They have bushes on the roof. Rooftop gardening at its finest. We'll want to go I don't know if we should go blue or green, but we definitely want to go down in hue or saturation. So something like that. I'm thinking maybe the back of the house will go darker. That'll help keep the focus on the character. So now we're going to go darker. I should probably just adjust the opacity because it was down to 30%. So now we've got the dark back of the house over here. And it's looking a little bit fine. Not too much of the style that I'm going for. So I'm going to come in with a darker. We're going for more of like a stipple-y look. That's better. now we can work on the rest of the house. We'll continue trying to make the back of the house a little bit darker. Let's try almost like a stipple brush. Make sure I don't get anything up there. Well, this will give it some texture, and it might be a little too much texture. So let's, I wonder if we should go darker or lighter for the second floor. Kind of thinking like a secondary light source up here, or at least feels like it. This house is like a super smart house. I didn't know how to say it. I'm trying not to like play into the idea of the robot being artificially intelligent, but it's just like a super intelligent thing. So we're gonna now go to the light side, and I'm just going to get a large giant brush and give it a little bit of overall lightness. Now we'll go in with the brush again. Oh, no, that was not good. Alright, I think that'll be fine. Now we'll get a big brush again. Pretty much just trying to get some texture on this. And that might be good enough. We might do a little bit of stippling. Let's try not white, but like a colored white. So we'll go back to that kind of pinkish color again. Definitely gives it some life. And now let's go with a dark yellow. All right. Now I don't know if I've got my chat open, so let me pull up my YouTube real quick. There we are. All right, so now I've got my chat open. If anybody, okay, so excited to see there's another Crypt Keeper coming. Yes, this one is going to be good. I'm excited to get to the finish of Mansion of Many Mistakes. I think I'm even going to add an extra page or two to it, more than I was originally planning on doing, because I'm a little bit. I didn't expect to go like 4 pages. I expected to get a little bit more into the story before I got to the end of the 4th page, and so now I'm like, I think I need another page or two to tell this story. All right, so let's get that a little bit darker. And I guess we probably need to do a shadow, her shadow. So let's go. Go with a little bit of a blue color. All right. Do that over here as well. That is, yeah, getting contiguous going on with our selection. I think I want to do more of a brown for that. We'll do stippling again. Oops, can't. I want it to look a little bit dirty. I'm going to use a different brush. The 1000 brush should get the job done pretty quickly. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. It kind of fades it into the back there. Okay, so let's get a darker one, an even darker one for the under the gutter or the roof. And I might even come with a multiply layer and we'll get a little bit reddish, like a red orange. How about that? Go on the multiply layer and just kind of hit that a little bit. It's kind of got like a reddish light to it. There we go. All right. I think I'm going to go pretty dark underneath here. Just kind of helps with the flow. Keeps it looking like a comic. And now we can work on the back side of this house. We're going to make it pretty dark too. That'll help this panel pop. We want to go with a red because the green of the bush is going to stand out. And we'll go with kind of like a yellowish green on this side of the house, and that'll help give a lot of contrast in the grays. So red it is. Red. A little more. There we go. Might be a little too much. There we go. Now 435. Go a little bit darker, a little bit less red. Alright, so now let's kind of just act like we're doing, what would that be? That would be like a shadow of the bush. So I'm going to do a low flow. That's good. I'd like to come in and kind of give this a little bit of a blur once I'm done, but I don't think I'll need to. Alright, so we're going to just do there we are. Now that panel is going to pop a little bit better. Might even do it, I was thinking about doing this as like a stone texture, stone wall texture, but I think we want to keep it as plain as we can in order to help keep the focus on her. And we don't want it to become too busy. Okay, so let's do a shadow. We'll do a shadow with the multiply layer, and that'll allow us to still paint it and get a little bit more of a color enhancement. All right. Yeah, I think that's got that. And now we're going to go ahead and try to quickly color this. And again, it's a little bit of a yellow green. I think that's going to help it stand out from the reddish light that we have around it. Oh, I'm on the multiply layer. I need to switch back onto the actual layer. And it'll kind of, trying to kind of make it look like there's a spotlight on her action. But I think I'm going to come back with the extras and create a little bit more of a shadiness to it. Like, it's a little bit shady what she's doing. There we go. Could definitely stand to be a little bit darker, but you know. There we are. I think that's perfect. Let's do a little bit of a shadow from the shrubbery. Another shrubbery. You must cut down the largest tree in the forest with a herring. All right, let's see. More. Oh, it's hardcore courtesy. Hey. When is the next story contest? The next story contest won't be until the next issue comes out, so it's going to be a good while. Probably like 6 months. I think I've been doing 1 or 2 comics per year of the Crypt Keeper. So I know the next comic I'm working on is going to be the Windy Wonka, and that's going to be coming up in October, November, and then I'll do a sketch commission month, December, and then we'll probably do the next Tales from the Crypt Keeper, January, February. So I'm guessing like around the holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, be on the lookout for another story contest. Let's see. And the best place to contact me, I can be contacted through DeviantArt or Twitter or DeviantArt, Twitter, Discord. I love Discord communication because it's so fast and instant. But I'm kind of on those mainly. You can direct message me on Twitter or note me on DeviantArt. I'm a little bit slower on the DeviantArt. I try to be good, but you know, a week might go by. All right, so let's do this kind of machine thing over here. What do you call that? Like the electric meter? The electricity box? I think I'll even try going darker. I want it to look a little bit grimy, so we'll give it a little bit of a texture. Not really paint inside the lines. Get a little messy. Alright, so now I found like the best way to quickly do these things is do a highlight on top of on the one edge and do a dark shade on the opposite edge, and boom, that's really all you need. That'll get you by. All right. Go a little bit of a dark edge on that side, and that's pretty good. I wanted this to be like a danger, no touching sign, and it was just like I kind of fell back on the idea, thinking like it's probably too much detail in a too small of a spot where it becomes too busy, too distracting. All right, so let's go with the yellow color over here. Oh yeah, I'm not selecting it. All right, so let's go with the bright highlight now. There we go. So you can definitely tell there's some electric stuff going on over here. I was thinking about doing like a green, kind of a green glow. Let's go with, oh, that's pretty strong. So let's strengthen that. Make it a little weaker. Here we are. Well, I don't know about green because now it looks like she's climbing outside. So what was that? That was extras? Okay, so I can easily change that again. Let's do a hue change. I mean, we could do purple. Purple's not natural. All right, there we go. So that's done. Yay. And now we pretty much just have this little space over here. Getting it done. All right, I'll try to illustrate what my pro tip over here, where you just kind of darken one side and then go for a highlight on the other for an instant, or not instant, but a quick coloring. All right, so now we go with a, well, actually, let's do like a large, give it a little bit of texture. There we go. That's what I like about this brush, is that it carries a lot of texture with it. All right, that's a good highlight. So we'll come in with the 15. And just kind of give it some edge highlights. Once it has some edge highlights, it should be fine. I guess, you know, I do a lot of like model painting and little figure. I think this would be what you would call dry brushing, the highlighting. Yeah, I've gotten a lot more intensive with my work, I guess you would say. I don't know what the word is, but if you go back to my comics from like 6 years ago, you could tell I was, you know, just kind of rushing through them a little bit faster, like to get it done. I can do less amount of work in the same amount of time. nowadays. Like, you know, I can only get like, you know, I'm doing good to get 16 comic pages done, but these 16 comic pages are much, much higher quality than they used to be. And it's kind of a personal preference, and every artist kind of figures out where they want to land with their quality versus quantity. And so I kind of land in, or I'm landing, I guess you should say, I'm landing in the pretty complex, pretty intense kind of thing where like I really want to produce work that is at a professional level. Yeah, definitely refining and trying to get it to where it, like, if you found it on the shelf of a comic book store or Barnes and Noble, it wouldn't seem out of place. Like, it would just feel like naturally, like, you know, blend in with the others. I think that's my ultimate goal. All right, so I might make this a little bit bigger with the 1000 brush and barely give it a little bit more texture and keep that pretty much looking at how it is, where it's feeling like there's a spotlight on that window, really directing your focus to it. And I might even come onto the house and do like having some fun with like leaves, like a textured leaf kind of shadow coming onto the house. All right. Definitely looks like we have a second light source that's like a sunset over there on the backside. All right, I guess we should do the window a little bit. It's looking fairly flat, especially when you see all the other stuff. So I'm going to do this quick with just varying up the size of the brush a little bit. And we'll kind of darken everything. Have it blend in a little bit. And that looked a little bit too colorful. I don't know. The color doesn't seem right to me anymore. Let's try going pure gray. There we go. Ah. All right, well, let's give the box over here just a touch of color. That way we have some consistency going on. Give it a little bit of a highlight, and then we'll be done. I think I'm just going to leave this sign pretty much as it is. We'll add a multiply on top of it, and it'll continue over the red and the yellow without breaking up the pattern, and that'll help make it feel like a natural sign. So we're going to go with the multiply layer first. Again, we'll go with kind of like a pinkish, and this was probably just to make it look realistic, give it a little bit of grime. And I actually think I have a distressed brush now, so let's give that a shot. We're gonna have to go small. I don't know. I guess it kind of looks like mud. I'm gonna go a little bit smaller. Dirty. There we are. Now I didn't do anything to the windows. I might just kind of do a gradient on the windows. Let's make sure. Okay, I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. We'll do, up here I had fun with a little bit of a leaf pattern for a shadow. That might be fun to try again. So let's go get that leaf brush. And again, we gotta make it pretty small. I might just go try black. You know, I should have done, there we go. Should try a slight gradation on those. I'm just gonna take this brush and bam, 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 bam. There we are. I don't know about that. That was not looking right. Let's go a little bit bigger, and there we are. Okay, now it looks like you can't see inside, which is good. Don't want, oh no, my graphics card locked up. Here we go. All right, I think that does that. Now we might want to do a little bit of work on the grass over here. It's looking pretty vintage comic. Let's see. Oh, well, thank you. Oh yeah, I definitely try. I think there's been a time or two where I tried, where what you were saying, I refined my style. There's definitely been a time or two where I felt like I ventured too far into photorealism, or there was a time way back when where I actually experimented with just pulling some pictures of backgrounds from like Google Image, and not too much manipulation to them, and I really don't like that. I really like it when it feels like the background is drawn, and not just, it's okay if it looks real, but it needs to also have an equal amount of verification from your visual senses that this is not something that the artist just pulled off of Google Image. Let's see, let's go. I actually have a brush. Let's see. This brush is pretty interesting. I had some fun playing around up here. You can see there's like a weird, like a radial blur going on with the lawn. It helps like do that sort of dynamic comic pop thing where let's see, I'm gonna have to go a little bit, let's go a little bit more blue so it sort of feels like it's receding, and that's still really strong. I guess I tried opacity on low. There we go. And I guess we should probably go with like a red bit of it too, because that blue is looking very different as far as like the time of day we're going for. That red sort of looks more correct. There we go. I was actually looking at grass seed today, because the grass in our yard is basically not grass. We're growing weeds, and that's my next project outside. Actually get some like St. Augustine grass, but that stuff is expensive. That is very expensive grass. You don't want to just buy some grass seed and not know what you're doing. All right, here we go. All right. Are we done here? I mean, I think we're pretty much done. I could try doing like a foreground leaf pattern, kind of like I did up here. But I'm not sure I want to block too much of that. Let's see, where did I put that? That's there we go. Well, I'm just gonna, since I've got it on its own layer, I'm just gonna pull it over here, get an idea of what it would look like. Oh, that's not bad actually. I'm gonna use it, and what we're gonna do is, I don't know, we'll do like a little bit of a blur. Blur. That's way too much. There. Just so it's not like super crisp. And I wonder if I can put it in front of the inks. Yeah. Okay, we'll delete there. Delete that. Whoops. All right. Now we're all done. Actually, I should probably change the hue of it just a little bit, just so it doesn't look like the exact same thing. Should we go green, or yeah, we'll try like a green. I'll go a little darker. That helps make it look a little bit more hidden back here. Like it's not like so obvious that this is a place that you can sneak into the house. I don't think anybody would want an opening in their house to be that easy. Yeah, like the lawn, the direction of the lawn mowing. That's fun. Mowed it in angle in order to provide a dynamic entrance. All right, so I guess I got a little bit of grass here, and then the sidewalk, and that should be it. All right, let's try to pull some colors from over here. And again, I think the flow is too high. Okay, that's on a different layer. What layer is that on? Extras? Yeah, get rid of that. This looks like rolling fields. Rolling meadows. Grassy knolls. Very healthy lawn over here. I wish my lawn looks like this. There we go. I guess we kind of want it to look, we want it to draw your eye over there in that direction as well. So we probably want to do a little bit lighter. And as I was drawing this, I was also thinking about how in a lot of times the old animated movies, you can obviously see where action is about to happen because there'll be like a really good matte painting, and then where the bushes are about to move or something, it's like obviously has a very different style to it or something, just so it's easy to draw. And that's what I was thinking about doing over here. I was like, maybe I shouldn't even, give these bushes more definition to kind of draw your attention to it. All right. There we go. I think that works. Now, I'm going to do a very quick gradation on these guys. The bushes. Let's pull that color. Well, it's not even, it's not even, maybe it's too low flow. Too low flow. Sounds like an 80s rap song. Too low flow, low flow. I don't know, like the Ninja Turtle soundtrack. Okay, let's do a little bit of the light over there. Light source. Okay, we probably need to do the exact same color to help. Okay, there we are. Ta-da! All right. Oh, I forgot the sidewalk. Sidewalk. So let's just use that and feel like saying texture, like science. Whoops. The more you know. All right. Now for the door, and after that, we'll be done. All right, just kind of breaking up the flatness of it. And now we'll do, maybe we should try a multiply layer. There we are. Kind of dark and foreboding. I see this little patch of I don't know what you call it. Patch of house. Get that darker and get this darker. And ta-da! All done. All right, that is it for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and call this video done. We'll try to get a drawing done over on Subscribestar. If you're on Subscribestar and you haven't voted in what your favorite kind of thing is, definitely go do that, because by the end of the week, before August, I'm going to try to do a reward sketch of the highest voted thing. So go over there, vote for that. Is pinned, so it's the first thing you see on my Subscribestar. We'll do that, and also have this comic available for pre-order this weekend on Sunday, and it's looking great. So I'm excited. This is going to be the Mansion of Many Mistakes, and you'll be able to see it whenever I put it up for pre-order on DA. I'll post a notification on DeviantArt, and I'll get that up on my Selfie and eJunkie. So all right, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for chatting with me, Hardcore Curtsy, and I hope you have a great day too. I'll see you next time.